Who is the founder of colon classification? S.R. Ranganathan. Colon classification was first published in the 1933. Which concept is central to the CC? Facet analysis. The term colon in column classification refers to a symbol used to separate facets. How many fundamental categories are defined in the CC? That is 5 fundamental category. Which of the following is not a fundamental category in CC? That is location. Which symbol is used to separate facets in CC? That is colon. What is the correct orders of facet in CC? That is PMEST. In PMEST, P stands for the personality, which is the latest edition of column classification. That is seventh edition. The seventh edition of CC was published in the 1987. Which institution was closely associated with the development of colon classification? University of Madras. The concept of facet analysis was introduced by the Ranganathan. The time facet in PMEST refers to the period. Which one of the following is not a part of the PMST formula? That is thing. In CC, the term energy refers to the activity or process, which is an example of a space facet in PMEST. That is India. The M in PMEST stand for the matter. Which schedule is used for the main class in column classification? That is alphabetical. What is the notation system used in the CC? Mixed notation. Which of the following is an example of a personality facet? That is Shakespeare. Column classification is an example of which kind of the classification? Analytico synthetic. Which main class is represented by B in the column classification? That is mathematics. What is the function of common isolate in CC? Represent specific place, times, language at extra. Which class is represented by R in the column classification? That is engineering. Who introduced the PMST formula? That is SR Ranganathan. In CC, the term isolate refers to the facets outside the main subject. In CC, language isolate is represented by the Z. Which of the following best describes colon classification based on citation order? A major advantage of column classification is ability to synthesis compound subjects. And column classification, which symbol is used for time isolate? That is double comma. The space facet is used to denote place of the relevancy. The schedule of CC is designed for use in special and research libraries. In PMEST, E stands for the energy. Which edition of CC introduced the full PMEST order? That is fourth edition. CC was first used in which country? In India. Who introduced the concept of facet formula? That is Ranganathan. The main class X in CC represented chemistry. Which of the following is a common isolate in column classification? That is country. Which of the following represent a phase relation in CC? That is comma. What does the term subject device mean in CC? That is techniques for analyzing subject content. Which type of notation is used in the CC? That is mixed. The CC system is primarily designed for the classifying scientific and technical document. What does the colon symbol do in CC notation? Separates main class from the facet. Who revised the 7th edition of colon classification? That is M.A. Gopinath. In CC, the term analytico-synthetics refers to the breaking and combining subject components. Which of these terms related to time in CC? That is 90-50. Which of the following term is directly associated with the Ranganathan's theory? That is chain indexing. Which class does L represent in CC? That is low. Which of the following was one of the core goals of CC? Logical and specific arrangement of the subject. What does the use of isolates in CC help to achieve? Specific representation of the compound subject. Which of the following is an advantage of CC over DDC? That is synthesis of the complex subject. What is used to represent special isolate in CC? Small Roman letters. In column classification, what represent the thing or matter facet? That is matter. Who influenced Rangathan's classification thought process? W.C. Barwick says the concept of canon of context is associated with the column classification. Which main class in CC covers social science? That is J. What is the role of phase relation in CC? Connect two related subject. Which one is not a phase relation symbol in the CC? That is equal to. Which component in CC allows infinite expansion? Which main class in CC represents psychology? That is, that is E. Who applied the concept of analytico-synthetic to classification first? Rangnathan. In which edition of CC was the PMST formulate standardized? That is fourth edition. What does the symbol semicolon represent in CC? That is phase relation of the comparison. In CC, process is represented by which facet in PMST? That is S. In the PMST formula, which component comes last? That is time. What does the Q represent in CC? That is medicine. Which of the following is not an isolate in the CC? That is author. The term common isolate refers to a general facet used in many classes. Which facet symbol is used for the energy in PMEST? That is E. Which function, which punctuation mark is used between different facets in CC? That is colon. CC is more suitable for the research level specialized literature. What is the purpose of phase relation in CC? That is to control two related but distinct subjects. Which main class represent engineering in CC? That is R. How does CC handle complex or interdisciplinary subjects using facet and phase relation? Who applied mathematical and logical principles to classification through facet? That is Rangnathan. Which of the following is an example of a special isolate in CC? That is material. In CC, what does the common isolate 1 represent? That is place. What does the term facet mean in CC? A division of a subject into its component part. Which of the following is not used in the CC? That is Greek letter. Which term refers to the sequence of facet used in the CC? PMEST, which is not a benefit of CC. Supports enumeration. In CC, the facet sequence determines call number. How many classes are there in the basic main class schedule of the CC? That is 21. Sorry, 25 main classes. The notation system in CC considered a synthetic and a flexible. Who introduced the idea of common isolate table in CC? That is Rangnathan. Which is the correct order of application of PMEST passage? That is PMEST. The CC is mainly adopted in the India. Which of the following terms is associated with the CC? That is chain indexing. Who made major revisions in CC after Rangnathan's time? That is M.A. Gopinath. Which main class in CC is used for the political science? That is N. The CC emphasizes compound subject representation. The PMST formula is used in CC to synthesize class number. This symbol is used to express a general relation in CC, that is plus. Matter as a facet in CC refers to the material content or property of a subject. Which table in CC is used for geographical location? That is space isolate table. Which one of these is a feature of CC notation? That is mixed with the symbols. In CC, which isolate is represented by quotations mark? That is time. Which of the following is a chronological isolate in the CC? That is 1971. What is the main objective of a phase relation in CC? To build a compound subject. What is the function of common isolate in column classification? that is represent a universal concept like time, place and the language. In CC, who is credited with formulating the theory of classification, that is SR Ranganathan. Which of the following classes is represented by the letter U in CC, that is fine arts? In which country has CC been most prominently used? In India. Which component of PMEST corresponded to where the subject exists, that is space? What is an isolate? In CC, a facet element that modifies the main class. Which of the CC following symbols denotes subject to relation in cities, that is greater than? A major strength of CC lies in its flexibility, specificity through the facet synthesis. The form facet in CC is often associated with the physical format of the document. Which of the following feature was not introduced by the Rasar Ranganathan? There is UDC. Which document would best to be classified using CC? That is a research monograph on artificial intelligence in education in India in 1980. The notation Z in CC typically useful for the language isolate. Which part of PMST would 1947 fit into? That is time. The CC notation supports subject analysis. In CC, semicolon symbol indicates a phase relation. A complex subject is best represented in CC using facet combination and the phase relation. What is used to link two related but distinct subjects in CC, that is phase relation symbol? Which of the following is not a recognized benefit of CC, that is international popularity? The personality facet generally refers to the main focus or subject of the study. Which notation system is followed in CC, that is mixed notation? Which facet help in denoting the format like textbook, atlas and extra in CC, that is form? Which class in CC deals with the astronomy, that is C? Which phase relation denotes a tool subject relation, that is greater than? What type of notation allows unlimited combinations in CC? Synthetic notation. Which one of the following is the full form of PMEST, that is personality, matter, energy, space and the time? Which of these relationship is not a phase relation in CC, that is bias? The first letter in CC notation refers to the main class. What is the objective of using symbols in CC? To allow precise synthesis. The facet formula of CC is mainly useful for the constructing class number. Which edition of CC first included detailed isolate tables, that is fifth edition? Which concept allows synthesis of compound subject in CC? Phase relation. CC uses which approach to classify information, that is faceted? The time isolate is used to specify when the subject occurred. Which of the following is not an example of a common isolate, that is process? In CC, the schedule is arranged according to alphabetical order of the main class. In CC, class S denotes to the sociology. Which edition of CC was considered the most complete by Ranganathan himself, that is 7? The primary purpose of a facet is to break complex subject into elements. Which type of library can most benefit from the CC, that is research libraries? What is the primary relation expressed by CC in by colon in CC, that is facet separation? What are the time isolate notation like in CC, that is 1980 in the double comma? Which class represents economics in column classification, that is H? The logic behind CC emphasizes accuracy over brevity. The colon symbol in CC represents main class and its isolate. The idea of a facet in CC can be best described as a subdivision of a subject. What is the function of a phase relation? Connect two or more subjects meaningfully. In CC, a special isolate is one which is unique to a particular class. Which of the following does not belong to PMEST, that is place. Phase relations help in representing compound and complex subjects. In CC, form isolate refers to the document format. Which of these class is represented by the letter P in CC, that is philosophy. What is the basic structure of a column classification number? That is main class plus facet indicators. Which tool were developed along with CC to support cataloging? That is chain indexing. How many letters are used for the main class in CC? That is 24. Which of the following is the most associated with the analytico-synthetic method, that is column classification? Which CC symbol indicates a general relationship between two subjects, that is plus? Which isolate types in CC is denoted by letters like 1, 2, at extra, that is space? The primary reason for using CC is synthesis of compound subject. The term isolate in CC refers to the parts of the subject expressed through facet. In PMEST, space related to the geography and location. Rangnathan's column classification system is based on faceted analysis. What was one of the Rangnathan's major contributions besides in CC? That is theory of library science. In CC, the combination of facet allows detailed representation of compound subject. Which facet include the concept of method or process, that is energy. In CC, phase relations are mainly logical connectors between the classes. Who revise and expand the seventh edition of CC post Rangnathan, that is M.A. Gopinathan? Which class represent physics in CC, that is D? Rangnathan's column classification was designed with an aim of enabling detailed subject analysis, which is a fundamental idea behind CC, that is synthetic through facet. What is one drawback of CC? Less international use. What distinguishes CC from enumerative system, that is subject analysis via facet? What does mixed notation means in CC? Use of letters, numbers and symbols. Which component enables flexibility in subject arrangement in CC, that is facet sequence? A compound subject in CC is constructed using a PMEST facets and page relation. Which aspect makes CC well suitable for scientific document, specifically of subject synthesis? The facet energy in PMEST corresponds to how Rangnathan developed CC under the influence of the Berwick Share. The main class notation in CC is usually capital letter. Which principle allows CC to be more precise than the DDC, that is facet synthesis? What is the primary aim of CC? That is ensure flexibility in representing subjects. Thank you.